The Media Association of St. Kitts and Nevis successfully completed their first ever training workshop since the association was revitalized earlier this year. The workshop, which lasted for 6 weeks, focused on economic and financial reporting and was facilitated by economic and business consultant Kevin Hope. President of the Media Association Andre Huey spoke to the value of the workshop to the members of the media.
So we have been doing some training, or a particular training exercise. We started a training workshop about 6 weeks ago with it's a collaboration between the Media Association of St. Kitts and Nevis and Hope Economics. Hope Economics is a business consultancy which is headed by Mr. Kevin Hope. He's a business consultant and economist, former executive director of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. And he partnered with us to offer a 6 weeks training program on economic and financial reporting. And basically, the whole idea of that workshop is to train journalists to properly report on matters of the economy and finances. I'm happy to say that we've had a fairly decent participation of both local journalists and journalists who are based in the OACS, who would have participated in some of our sessions. And the training has been a huge success.
Mr. Huey gave a practical example as to how the training from the workshop has impacted the work of the media so far.
Just recently, we had a story that made national headlines when the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Minister of Finance would have indicated that the country is experiencing a deficit. About 2 days later, we had a statement, or 2 or 3 days later, we had a statement from the former Prime Minister and former Finance Minister, Dr. Timothy Harris, indicating that when he left office, he left a certain amount of money in the treasury or in the accounts of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so a lot of people are asking, who is actually telling the truth? One person is saying the country is in deficit, the other person is saying, well, I left enough money there so the country could not be in deficit. And so we as journalists wanted to get to the bottom of this. It so happens that our training workshop for that particular week, when this story broke, focused, at least for 2 weeks, for that session and the session after that, focused on how to access data, economic data, and how to analyze that economic data. And so we were able to look at real-time data from, or not so much real-time, but data from St. Kitts and Nevis that would have been posted on the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank website, as well as the International Monetary Fund. So these were sources that we were taught how to access that information, how to develop the graphs from that information, and how to analyze that data in order to properly report on this particular issue. And at least one of our members, one of our media houses, was able to use that information and use that knowledge gained from those sessions at the workshop, and to provide that story, or work on that story, which provided a lot of clarity to a lot of people, a lot of high commendations on that particular story.
Meanwhile, Mr. Hope expressed gratitude for the opportunity to provide valuable training to media workers in St. Kitts and Nevis and the Eastern Caribbean.
I would like to say a resounding thank you to the St. Kitts and Nevis Media Association for the opportunity for us to partner in delivering the training on economic and financial reporting. I am confident that following this training, our media personnel are better equipped to report, to analyze, and to interrogate a lot of publication that comes out, whether it be government reports, government budget speeches, IMF reports, or even, let's say, financial reports by a number of our publicly traded companies. It is an initiative I'm truly excited about, and even to get some positive feedback from members from within the media society. And I'm really looking forward to continue our engagement.
The Economic and Financial Reporting Workshop is a partnership between Media Association of St. Kitts and Nevis and Hope Economics. The training was given to media workers in St. Kitts and Nevis and the wider Eastern Caribbean. The association promised that additional workshops of this kind and further collaborations with Hope Economics are being planned for 2023. I am Jacinthia Tishiro for SKN Newsline.